Hi, this is Phil Haug, resident of Skidaway Island. Today I'm going to discuss the issue with FEMA when it comes to reimbursement for cleanup from a natural disaster. This is obviously an issue that we all face as our island has been subject to numerous hits in the past several years regarding Hermine's tornado, Hurricane Matthew, Hurricane Irma, as well as remnants of Hurricane Michael as it came across the western side, coming over to the eastern side as recent as this past September. Currently, the way this process works is we are part of unincorporated Chatham County. Chatham County works with local contractors in the event of a catastrophic loss to help both clean up and remove debris from our island. This process is paid for by the county, carried by the county, and then submitted for expenses to FEMA for reimbursement. Upon this, FEMA reviews the different situations and scenarios that took place, reviews the scope of the damage, and reviews the location of the debris, and decides to reimburse as a percentage of what they deem to be eligible underneath the federal guidelines. In the event of Hurricane Matthew, the cleanup was delayed because of our being a gated community. There was no process in place to handle those situations. Upon coordination with SEMA, the Chatham County, and FEMA, it was determined that we were indeed eligible for cleanup reimbursement for debris on our island, with the exclusion, of course, being private lands owned by the Landings Club, or basically on the golf courses. Upon removal of the debris, Chatham County paid our contractors that cleaned up our island and then submitted the bill to FEMA. The reimbursement process took a period of 12 to 24 months for the county to receive a majority of their funds back. My concern as a citizen of Skidaway Island, given the proximity and the scope of the damage that we faced with the recent hurricanes, if we were to experience an event similar to or worse than the ones that we've just experienced in the very, very infant years of our city, given the lack of reserves, my fear is that the city of Skidaway would not be able to carry the financial burden of paying the contractors to remove the debris and then submit to FEMA and then wait for reimbursement. As it stands with the financials disclosed by the TLA and the steering committees, the city does run a surplus of approximately a couple $1 million per year. If we can time our storms right, and if we can wait a few years before the next hurricane comes, the city may have the funds available to them in order to sustain holding onto these funds for a period of time in which it would take FEMA to reimburse us. In the event that we are subject to a large loss in the first 24 months, my fear is financially the city will not have the revenue nor the ability to collect the revenue timely enough to continue with normal city operations, provide for salaries for staff, provide for services provided to us by various contracted sources such as police and fire, and put us in a financially disadvantageous position right after incorporation. These are guidelines, these are rules, and these are processes that we all must face. These are realities that we must deal with as we consider what options are best for us going forward for our home, Skidaway Island. The fact that we've experienced 3 hurricanes recently makes this of dire necessity to discuss and consider our options as we decide whether or not to move forward as an unincorporated part of Chatham County or become our own municipality. Upon becoming a municipality, we do run the risk of a financial burden that would undoubtedly be placed on us as residents and our city until we can retain or receive those monies back from FEMA. Again, thank you for your time. Have a good day.